Have you ever wondered why some kids open up to their parents about everything, while others barely say a word? The difference usually comes down to one simple thing: communication. Strong parent-child communication is the foundation of trust, respect, and connection. Without it, misunderstandings grow, conflicts increase, and children may start looking elsewhere for guidance. But when it's there, your child feels safe, supported, and understood. And that's something every parent wants. In this video, we'll uncover the secret to building strong parent-child communication, no matter your child's age. From toddlers who are just learning to express themselves to teens who might prefer silence over conversation, you'll learn practical strategies that actually work. Here's something important to remember right from the start. Communication is more than just words. It's about tone, body language, timing, and the emotions behind what's being said. When kids feel that their parents truly listen and respond with empathy, they naturally open up more. The good news is, this is a skill you can practice and get better at every single day. Think back to your own childhood. Did you feel heard? Did your parents take time to listen without interrupting or judging? Chances are those moments, or the lack of them, shaped how comfortable you felt expressing yourself. The same applies to your kids today. They're constantly picking up signals about whether it's safe to share their thoughts, fears, or mistakes with you. One of the first steps to improving communication is active listening. This means putting your phone down, making eye contact, and focusing completely on your child when they speak. Repeat back what they've said in your own words to show that you've understood. For example, if your child says, "School was so hard today," you might respond with, "It sounds like you had a tough time. Want to tell me more about what happened?" That simple reflection builds trust and makes your child feel validated. It's also important to match your communication style to your child's age and personality. A 4-year-old needs short, simple sentences, while a teenager may prefer open-ended questions that let them explain their side of things. The goal is not to force a conversation, but to create space for one. Before we continue, take a quick moment to subscribe to the Parenting Blueprint. By subscribing, you'll never miss our weekly videos that give you real-world parenting tips to raise confident, resilient, and happy kids. When it comes to parent-child communication, many parents fall into traps without even realizing it. These habits often shut down conversations before they really begin. Let's go through a few of the most common mistakes. The first mistake is talking too much and listening too little. Parents often want to guide, advise, or fix problems right away. While the intention is good, it can make children feel like their feelings don't matter. Imagine telling someone about your bad day, and they immediately jump in with, "Well, you should have done this." It doesn't feel supportive. It feels dismissive. Kids experience the same thing. Sometimes they don't want a solution. They just want to be heard. The second mistake is judging or criticizing too quickly. Children are sensitive to judgment. When a child opens up about a mistake, like failing a test or breaking something, a harsh reaction can make them think twice about ever sharing again. Instead of saying, "You're so careless," try asking, "What do you think went wrong, and how can we fix it together?" This shifts the tone from blame to problem solving. The third mistake is choosing the wrong moment to talk. Timing is everything. If your child is tired, hungry, or upset, they're not going to engage in a meaningful conversation. The same goes for you as a parent. If you're stressed or distracted, your child will notice. Pick calm moments, maybe during a car ride while preparing dinner or just before bedtime, when your child is naturally more open to talking. Another common mistake is not respecting your child's perspective. It's easy to dismiss their problems as small compared to adult challenges. But to a 7-year-old, losing a toy feels huge. To a teenager, not being invited to a party can feel devastating. When you minimize their feelings, they may stop sharing them. Instead, validate their experiences, even if they seem small to you. This teaches your child that their thoughts and emotions are important. Finally, there's the mistake of using communication only when something goes wrong. If the only time you sit down to talk is when you're scolding or correcting, your child will associate communication with negativity. Make conversations a normal part of daily life, not just during problems. Ask about their favorite part of the day, their dreams, or what made them laugh. Positive conversations build the trust that makes hard conversations easier later. By avoiding these mistakes, you're already creating a more open, supportive environment for communication. But to take it a step further, you also need strategies that actively encourage your child to talk, and that's what we'll dive into next. Now that we've covered the mistakes to avoid, let's explore how to actively encourage better communication with your child. Think of it as creating an open door, a safe, welcoming space where your child feels free to share their thoughts and feelings. One powerful strategy is asking open-ended questions. Instead of asking yes or no questions like, "Did you have a good day?" Try asking, "What was the best part of your day?" Or, "What was the hardest thing you had to deal with today?" These types of questions invite longer answers and deeper conversations. Another approach is sharing your own experiences. Kids often feel more comfortable when they realize their parents aren't perfect. For example, if your child says, "I was nervous about my presentation," you can respond, "I remember being nervous too when I had to speak in front of people." Here's what helped me. Sharing personal stories creates connection and shows that feelings are normal at every age. Consistency also matters. Communication doesn't have to be a big, scheduled event. It can happen in little moments throughout the day, maybe during breakfast, while driving, or before bedtime. These small daily conversations add up and signal to your child that talking with you is just a normal, safe part of life. Another key is body language. Kids notice more than we think. A parent who is distracted by a phone or looks impatient sends the message that they're not really listening. On the other hand, leaning in, nodding, and maintaining eye contact tells your child, "I value what you're saying." Even silence can be powerful. Sometimes just being present and letting them finish without interruption is enough. Respecting their privacy is also critical, especially with teenagers. If your child shares something personal, resist the urge to broadcast it to friends or family members. For example, if your teen admits they're worried about fitting in at school, don't mention it at the next family dinner. Protecting their confidence shows them they can trust you. Lastly, make space for fun conversations. Talk about their favorite games, shows, or hobbies. These lighter chats make children more willing to come to you about the serious stuff later. Think of it like building a bridge. Every lighthearted conversation is another plank that makes the bridge stronger. Strong communication doesn't happen overnight. It's built through consistent listening, empathy, and respect. But when you practice these habits daily, your child begins to see you not just as a parent who gives rules, but as a trusted ally. Children communicate differently depending on their age, and adapting your style is key to keeping the connection strong from the toddler years all the way through the teenage stage. With toddlers and preschoolers, communication is mostly about helping them put words to their feelings. A 2-year-old might cry or throw a tantrum because they don't yet have the vocabulary to explain what's wrong. You can help by naming their emotions for them. You're feeling frustrated because you can't reach that toy. This not only calms them, but also teaches them how to express feelings more clearly in the future. At this stage, keep sentences simple and repeat often. With elementary school kids, curiosity is endless. They want to share what they've learned, and they want to know how the world works. Make time every day to ask about school, their friends, or their favorite activities. Be patient with the endless why questions, even if they test your nerves, because these moments are building their trust in you as a source of guidance. Preteens, usually ages 9 to 12, are beginning to crave independence, but still look for reassurance. This is when parents need to practice listening without overreacting. If your child says something surprising, resist the urge to jump in with shock or disapproval. Instead, say, "That's interesting. Tell me more." Creating that safe space now prepares them for the teenage years. With teenagers, communication can feel tricky. They might become more private, more distant, and less talkative. The worst thing you can do is to push too hard. Instead, look for natural opportunities, driving them to practice, cooking dinner together, or just hanging out in the living room. Keep your tone relaxed, not interrogative. Ask open questions, share bits of your own life, and most importantly, respect their privacy. Teens need to feel that they can come to you without being judged or controlled. No matter the age, remember, communication is less about giving speeches and more about creating a consistent, safe environment. Whether your child is 2, 10, or 17, they should always feel that you're approachable and ready to listen. By adjusting your communication style to match their stage of development, you're not only making your child feel heard, you're also teaching them how to communicate effectively with others. And that's a life skill that will serve them long after they've grown up. Strong parent-child communication doesn't just make life at home smoother, it shapes who your child becomes as a person. When children feel heard and understood, they develop confidence. They're more willing to share their struggles, ask questions, and seek help when they need it. They also learn empathy because they've experienced what it feels like to be listened to with patience and care. Good communication also strengthens resilience. Life will challenge your child with setbacks, disappointments, and conflicts. If they know they can come to you and talk openly, they're less likely to bottle up emotions or turn to unhealthy outlets. Instead, they learn to process feelings, problem solve, and move forward. That's a powerful life skill. It also builds trust. And trust is what keeps the bond between parent and child strong, even through the rocky teenage years. Many parents fear the teen stage because they expect rebellion and distance. But when a foundation of communication has been laid early on, those years become an opportunity for deeper connection, not disconnection. Your teen may still want independence, but they'll also know they can count on you when it matters most. Here's the truth. Communication is not about one big talk. It's about thousands of small moments, spread over days, weeks, and years. Every bedtime story, every car ride conversation, every time you pause to listen instead of interrupting, those are the moments that shape your child's sense of safety and belonging. So where should you begin? Start small. Tonight, instead of asking the usual, "How was your day?" try something more open, like, "What made you smile today?" Or when your child is upset, resist giving advice right away. Just listen and reflect back what you hear. Over time, these small changes build into a powerful habit of communication. And remember, it's never too late to improve. Whether your child is 3, 13, or already close to adulthood, you can strengthen your relationship by becoming a better communicator today. If you found this video valuable, don't forget to subscribe to the Parenting Blueprint. We release weekly videos packed with practical parenting strategies to help you raise confident, resilient, and emotionally healthy kids. By subscribing, you'll always have fresh tools and encouragement for your parenting journey. Parenting is not about being perfect. It's about being present, being willing to listen, and being ready to grow alongside your child. And when you commit to strong communication, you're not just raising a child, you're building a lifelong relationship that will last well beyond the childhood years. As we close this video, let's bring it all together. The secret to building strong parent-child communication isn't hidden in complicated theories or expensive programs. It's in the everyday choices you make, the way you listen, the way you respond, the way you show your child that their thoughts and feelings matter. Strong communication is built through trust, patience, and consistency. It starts with being present, putting down the phone, turning off distractions, and giving your child the gift of your full attention. It grows when you validate their emotions, even when those emotions seem small compared to adult challenges. And it flourishes when you create space for both serious and lighthearted conversations, showing your child that talking to you is safe and normal. Every child is different, and every stage of childhood requires a slightly different approach, but the heart of communication remains the same: empathy and respect. When your child knows that you value what they have to say, you're not only strengthening your bond, but also teaching them how to build healthy relationships with others in the future. Remember this: Kids who feel heard become adults who know how to listen. Kids who are treated with respect learn to treat others with respect. And kids who can share openly with their parents grow into adults who aren't afraid to express themselves in the world. You don't need to be a perfect communicator to make a difference. You just need to start. Today, in one small way. Maybe tonight you ask a better question at dinner. Maybe tomorrow you pause before correcting and choose to listen first. Over time, these small efforts create big results. And most importantly, never underestimate the power of your presence. More than your advice, more than your solutions, your child needs to know you're there, truly listening, truly caring, and always ready to connect. If you enjoyed this video and want more practical parenting insights, make sure to subscribe to the Parenting Blueprint. We release new content every week to help you navigate parenting from toddlerhood to the teenage years. Subscribing is the best way to stay connected and continue building stronger relationships with your children. Thank you for watching and for taking the time to invest in your parenting journey. By focusing on communication, you're not just raising kids, you're shaping future adults who will carry the lessons of empathy, trust, and respect for the rest of their lives.